And this man wants to. Now, one, he's not flying air shows or racing aircraft or racing cars at the 12 class. He's a welder, sheet metal fabricator. He builds cars. He builds airplanes. He works up the airport up here. He's on his takeoff roll now. We have Mr. Dan Marcotte coming through in his 10-200 Ultimate Biplane.
Well, he starts his routine out here, Howdy, with a roll-on takeoff as he climbs up for altitude. He makes a turn up here and down comes the nose. Builds up a lot of speed as he comes across from the right. The smoke is back on. Out here on the left side, he's going to take it up into the vertical. Once again, rolling the aircraft all the way around. Still continuing to roll that ultimate biplane. Up on top, it comes right to a zero. He kicks hard right rudder. Rolling the aircraft down the vertical down line as he brings it down across the top of the trees in Airshow Center. Out there on the right side, he pulls it up into the vertical once again, over across the top. Of all ages. Rolls the aircraft to the upright. And he snaps it all the way around on a 45-degree down line.
Now there's off the biplane, Dan's flying for a safer. Kind of unique. When he pulls back hard on that stick, loads himself with positive force, it actually troops all four ailerons on the airplane at the same time as the elevator goes up. Making this a real tight inside and outside maneuver. And that Airshow Center to that forward boy, hesitation roll, stopping airplane rotation every 90 degrees. That's probably one of the easier point rolls to out. Put those wings perpendicular, that's one. The parallel drag, that's number two. Perpendicular number three, four back to the upright. When he climbs up that 45-degree upright, roll the airplane to 45 up. There's a hand tube, and inside hand tube, and turn it back to Airshow Center. Now we have the box out there. Guys, all guy pilots this afternoon. Well, keep your aircraft spinning all time. As David looks inside Airshow box, come across the top, the inside tube and eight. Coming back and holes in the middle round. Do not worry about the smoke coming out of these aircraft. Inside all the aircraft today, we have a fuel tank. Well, they have a fuel tank, not we, because I'm not talking about that. They have a fuel tank. Inside that fuel tank, they have a oil. Guess what it's called? It's called smoke oil. Somewhere inside the aircraft, they have a fuel pump. They flip the switch. Pump that smoke oil into how it exhausts the airplane, and it turns into smoke. And then Clive Berger on Airshow Center. There's a nice patriotic picture for you. Red, white, blue, Mr. Dan Marcotte in the plane. That down 200 volts in the biplane. That pulls down across the inside home from third. Out there flies away from crowd. We cannot pull any energy towards the crowd, so we'll be doing aerobatic maneuvers performed towards the crowd this afternoon. We can fly straight and level towards it, just can't do any aerobatic towards it. Now Dan built this airplane. Now this is what I'm talking about, the tube and fabric airplane. The fuselage are chrome 4130 chrome moly steel tubing welded up. It has a wood spar going from wingtip to wingtip. There's a main structure like a beam of a bridge through there. That's the star. And then pulls up. Outside stop, the airplane gets a tumble across the top. Almost put itself a lump spot, then it comes back down to 45. It's not called the airplane on the way up. Rolls to 45 degree down. And back there, so sad. So right inside there, so box, he loses himself free and hit the 4 positives again. Comes across the top, look up, see that, rolls the airplane one time around, 1.5, there's 2, there's 2.5, there's 3, and 3.5, you just keep rolling the airplane down there, so center line. Turn the roll rate of this ultimate biplane. Now it's powered by an IO 360 light on the engine, crank it up at 220, 240 horsepower, depending on who you talk to. That's a 4-cylinder, horizontally closed, air-cooled engine. Pushes outside, that's about a 4 negative G-push. He comes across the top of the outside, tube and 8, snaps her on 45 down line. He's pushing hard outside, then pushes outside, double snap the 45 down. Now with the left hand side of the box, there's a positive G-pull. Gives a half roll away, and that starts pushing over the top, staying outside now across the top of this sideways 8. Again, this airplane is covered with fabric. Dan rolls the airplane, climbs up, hangs upside down to hook the harness. He has a seatbelt inside that aircraft. All their pilots do this weekend. A 5-point, maybe a 7-point harness inside the aircraft. They have 2 shoulder straps, 2 lap belts, and a cross strap cover holds all the belts down. They have a ratchet system with a 3-inch wide belt inside the airplane, just like you would in the back of your pickup truck or your trailer. Once they plant themselves down inside the cockpit of the airplane, hook that ratchet belt up, they start cranking that ratchet down, planting themselves down inside the cockpit. Trust me, the first time you roll that airplane upside down, your butt comes a 1/4 inch off the seat, you feel like you just left the airplane. They sit on one last box of these, they'll ratchet down, pick themselves up a little more. Again, goes in, and pushes outside again. The man likes working outside. Again, right on top, three-quarters way through outside, snaps the airplane is flying off back down to 45-degree down line. Now, when you're flying competition airplanes, you have to keep the airplane straight down to the meter box. If you fly outside that box, you zero your score on that maneuver. So the guys will hold that straight line. When I say the 45 up on the vertical line, that's what they have to hold. The judge is sitting there and sit there and watch and make sure they have those vertical up lines, those straight 45-degree up and down lines. And they keep their aircraft in that box all the time. They come back to you straight out of the ground speed, right down there to the center. We go there across the tree. He eases back an easy 3.5 to 4 pounds of G4. Up across the top again, looking upside down, rolls the airplane right around, holds them down to 45 down line. Making sure he's there so it's where he needs to be. Now Daniel's left-hand side of the box, pulls the vertical up, he's going to hang on the front right there. He's going to roll the airplane across the top, watch it back up, the torque road brings the airplane right back down through his own smoke.
It's also
later on session, before the 8 point hesitation roll. As the point rolls was climbing that 45-degree upline in the beautiful blue skies from Greenwood Lake Airport today. I hear the sound of that prop, the sound of that prop plane trying to pull that airplane skyward. You're going to hear some real flow when the T6s come through.
You could definitely go up there. There's not a lot of keepers. I mean, a lot of them are blurry, but you do get a few. They're okay. The 1640 goes to get the back.
Now this airplane again. The 10-200 ultimate flight mate. No, it's not a pitch. Well, it looks like a pitch. No, not a pitch. It's not a Christian Eagle. It's not an Iron Eagle. It's an ultimate biplane. I don't think the company's in production anymore. But there's a couple of them out there still being built. At that point, rolls the airplane, won't climb that 45 up line. Now he's going to hang on the prop, ease the airplane around over the vertical, pull the nose down through the split S maneuver. Now again, as you're standing, we're doing the center, we're doing that at 1 minus G. When Dan takes his airplane, rolls it upside down, pushes for the stick, that's a negative, takes all that blood to the lower extremity of his body, pushes right up to his head. You can actually start to pink out and red out. You can pop blood vessels in your eyes if you're not careful. If you're pushed too hard, you're not accustomed to it. We start pulling positive G's. You get what they call tunnel vision. You'll see spots in front of your eyes, and you get tunnel vision. Your vision goes to have no peripheral vision, because right there, the pinpoint right straight in front of it, and about that point, you black out. The good thing about that is, once you release that back pressure, you regain consciousness again. As Dan shows what he can do with an ultimate biplane, come up to 45 feet, come on the airplane up to 45, pushes over outside, back to the outside, negative push across the top, from the 45, back down the right side. This is a beautiful airplane, get a chance to look at it. Want to park down to the shoreline, get Dan's autograph, he'll be down in front of these blue tents underneath the wing of the Connie. As he rolls that airplane up, hangs on the prop with a torque roll, that's disappearance on smoke, comes back down through, swaps ends of the aircraft, points the nose straight back down to the ground. Once he's got the airplane safely back on the ground, pushing his back, now there's a knife edge pass. This is what the aeronautical engineers say, that's not possible. When the wings are perpendicular to the ground, they don't produce enough lift to sustain flight. Well, that kind of makes sense. But Dan just proved wrong. You can do that with the aircraft. Enough horsepower, you make a brick fly. That proved out with the F4 Phantom. Rob Holland looking up and down, making sure the Airshow center is away from crowd. He's looking us out there. He does that outside. negative push one more time. Come across the outside. That man likes working those negative G maneuvers. There's a lot of lineage between the pits and the ultimate biplane. He hangs on the prop, kicks that hard left bird, let it hammerhead turn around the hook in the sky. Why hammerhead? Well, the smoke truck kind of looks like a hammer up there. There's a way to end my hand to say, hey, I'm not done, I'm going to come back around and land, but you're not done flying until the prop is stopped and the wheels are in the chocks. You look at this airplane, it's very close couple between the left and right main gear. From the main gear back to the tail, not a whole lot of distance there either. Watch the rudder on this airplane. Or any of the guys flying what we call the tail dragger aircraft out there today. When that third wheel's on the back side of the airplane, watch that rudder. Watch the rudder of the aircraft when they touch down, how much rudder deflection goes in to get that airplane going straight down the runway.
You're at 5.6. You might want to fly up in your average a little bit too, because it gives you more depth of field.
Well, howdy, if you notice on his landings, Dan always lands this airplane in a 3-point attitude. And he was explaining to me always with this aircraft, because the propeller tips are so close to the ground if he tries to wheel land it. And he doesn't want to catch that composite propeller on that thing.
Nobody does. That's a mandatory engine teardown. You don't want to do that. Plus it costs a whole bunch of money. Again, hold your applause for Dan Marcotte that gets the airplane shut down. And he's got to give up for the guys and ladies this afternoon, because they're working their butts off out there flying for you.
You can see how wide that gear is on that airplane, and it's a relatively soft gear. Dan carries about 18 pounds of tire pressure in each tire, and he